Hello YouTube, today I'm taking a look at a 2019 Ram 1500 Laramie Longhorn. I believe this one has just about every single option you can get for the Laramie Longhorn. So starting off at the front, we do have the chrome recovery hooks, as well as the integrated front parking sensors, the really nice Laramie Longhorn exclusive grille, and your front facing camera, and then the low profile LED headlights. These LED fog lights down here actually turn, so let's say you're driving at night or in a dark situation, you have them on. The direction you turn the steering wheel will actually illuminate the fog light more in that direction, which is pretty sweet. You do have the integrated fender flares with, I believe, Laramie and up. You have your Hemi 5.7 1500 badging. There is your Laramie Longhorn badge and the Ram badge with your camera and puddle lights. This vehicle does have blind spot monitoring as well as almost every single safety feature available. You have passive entry, so as long as you have the key with you, you can lock and unlock the vehicle just by touching the handle. This vehicle also has the power running boards, which is a new option for 2019. Power deploy, then when you close it, they go back away, out of the way. Very nice. You do have this plastic molding right here to protect against rock chips and debris and corrosion. Very nice Laramie Longhorn wheels. They are on a 275/55 R20. This one does have the Ram box system, which is awesome, and it does have plugs as well, so if you want to fill this with ice, you can. There's that side, and it can be locked when you lock the vehicle. Again, here's the plastic protection. Rear parking sensors on the bottom portion of the bumper. You have dual exhaust, as well as your standard 4-pin and 7-pin connectors. Right here is access to the spare tire. It's your 4x4 badging, and your Laramie Longhorn Edition badging. And the updated new Ram logo. Rear backup camera, as well as the tailgate release, which is a button, and it is dampened. Very nice, very easy to close. Again, here is the driver's side of the Ram box system, which I believe is the side that has the, yes, 115 volt, 400 watt max power outlet. Again, there's drain plugs down here and down here. I would definitely get the Ram box system if I was getting one. Look at this beautiful flake. Very, very beautiful looking truck. Absolutely massive. I believe it's 4 inches longer than the outgoing model year. So let's take a look at the interior and see how nice it is. So here's the interior of this Laramie Longhorn, and in my opinion, this is probably the nicest interior you can get. I prefer it over the limited trim. The limited trim has that blue and cream looking interior that does look pretty nice, but this just is right up my alley. So you have this dark brown, this lighter brown, this real wood trim that continues throughout the entirety of the cab, and this like bronze looking metal trim as well. You have your standard FCA lock and unlock buttons, as well as your window controls, and then the mirror controls indicated by an amber light on what mirror you're adjusting. Now, what's cool about this is you push the center button and the mirrors fold in, push it again, and they'll fold right back out. Very cool. Speaker grill up here, and a 2-seat memory function for the driver's seat. Over here we have all of the exterior lighting for the vehicle controls, as well as the dome map light brightness, and then your gauge cluster brightness. Under that we have your electronic parking brake, and then we have your power adjustable foot pedals right here. Coming up top, we have an absolutely beautiful dashboard that's leather wrapped. I'd say a solid 80%. There is some plastic back here, but most of this is all very soft touch leather. Very sweet, very nice, almost kind of like alligator design too right here, but in brown. You can see you have the Harman Kardon Premium 19 speaker audio system. There's that wood trim on the side. Again, wood trim right here. And if you look closely, there is some sort of stenciling detail in the metal trim. The attention to detail on these new Rams is just absolutely amazing. Now, coming to the instrument cluster, we have your tachometer on the left as well as your engine temperature, speedometer on the right as well as your fuel level. If you look closely, you can see that there's a Laramie Longhorn exclusive design around the bezels, and the color is different as well. In the middle, you have the really nice, I think it's a 6-inch configurable LCD screen. So you have the standard display right now, and you have the compass in the left, exterior temperature on the right, looks like your oil pressure or temperature, and then your battery voltage. You can actually configure all 4 of those in the settings menu. Coming back to the steering wheel, we have a really nice leather wrapped with wood steering wheel that is heated. On this side you have the control pad for the center screen. And then to the right of that you have your hands-free call buttons. Beautiful brown interior, as I said before. Then you have your adaptive cruise control right here, as well as your regular cruise control, and then your gear limiter. Now, like on most FCA vehicles, you have a seek or scan feature rocker on the back of the left side of the steering wheel, and then on the back of the right side, you have a volume control. Very nice. Coming over here, again, push button start, pretty standard now on almost all vehicles. Coming up top, again, Harman Kardon Premium 19 speaker audio group. Here's your 12 volt power outlet, which is great for a dash cam or a radar detector. Over here we have your lane keep assist on off button, your hazard light button, and then your parallel park button. Massive 12-inch touchscreen that is configurable. Your physical buttons for the heating and cooling are on both left and right side. Again, this is dual zone climate control. Now, if you want to go home, you can select what you want to put up in the top card, which I'll put media, and then in the bottom card, I'll have my climate control. Let's say I want to switch them. I push this button, and they will switch. Very cool. Physical volume knob, physical tune knob over here. Here's your mute button, your screen off button. Down here on the bottom is all of the buttons for the radio, Sirius XM, climate controls, your apps. So if you have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, this is where you would access that. You have navigation, which can take up the entire screen if you'd like. Phone if you have a connected device, and then your backup cam. And I believe you can cycle through all different cameras, so pretty cool. Below that, let me go back home. Below that, we have your integrated trailer brake control right here. To the left of that, we have your rotary dial gear select with 4 auto, 2-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low. This button also turns off the automatic start-stop technology, and you have an axle lock, meaning I believe this vehicle has the 392 axle ratio in order to get that feature. Over here we have your air ride adjustable height. Currently we are in off-road mode. You push it down and it will decrease to the desired height. And up here you'll get an indication saying the vehicle is lowering. Over here we have the traction control off button, tow haul mode, parking for the rear, parking sensors for the rear off, parking sensors for the front off. Down here we have your compact disc CD player, as well as 2 USB ports, 2 USB-Cs, and an auxiliary port. We have a wireless charger right here for a phone, so if your phone has that capability, simply put it here and it will start to charge. Down here we have a 115 volt 400 watt power outlet, and then the configurable center console. Something to note, Laramie Longhorn is the first trim that actually gives you these little blockers right here. So on Laramie and below, you would just have a cup holder, you wouldn't have this lid. And then you have this lid right here for change storage and shallow storage right there. Now this is configurable, I think three different configurations. You can have it all the way forward, all the way back. With it forward, we can take a look at this armrest right here with really nice Laramie Longhorn edition badging. This is a tiered storage system, so the first tier is the shallow one with a USB port and a dimple for cord management. So you can plug something in here, run the cord out, and the passenger can still access their phone or device. Now the deep portion gives you access to the deep storage tray down here. If you look closely, Ram put a little Easter egg. You have the previous generation of Ram trucks printed on the divider. And then you look up here and you have all sorts of math equations, trigonomic ratios, standard to metric conversion, and fraction to decimal conversions as well. Pretty cool that Ram did that. Now taking a look at the passenger seat, it is exactly like all the other seats in the vehicle. Very, very nice leather. I love the Laramie Longhorn Edition badge that's presented right here. Very soft. I love the detail and stitching and the design on this seat. Again, beautiful, beautiful interior. Over here you have a two-tiered storage compartment system. The first one, you push this button and that pops up, giving you access to an LED lit compartment. Again, just the detail of this is amazing. The real wood trim throughout. Over here, access to the standard glove box. Up top, you have a halogen lit vanity for both passenger and driver. Right here, this button releases the tailgate. This button turns the dome lights off when the doors are open. This button will turn all of them on. You have your assist and SOS buttons as well. And you have separate map lighting right here. This button right here is the auto open and close for the panoramic sunroof. You have a vent or tilt option for the sunroof and a full open close for the sunroof. The button on the far right controls the rear sliding glass window. In front of that, you have glasses storage right there, and then a 3-door universal garage remote for the house. Overall, I'm extremely impressed with the interior on this vehicle. I wish I could get this one. The Laramie Longhorn interior is just absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at the back and see how much room. So getting in this truck is real easy. With this new 5th generation of Ram, the back cab is a lot bigger, and they made the door open angle a lot more, so you can easily fit stuff in here. If you got a kid in a car seat, you can easily put them in. You not only have the power deployable running boards, but you have a grab handle wrapped in leather as well. Very nice. Before I get in, I actually want to show you, this does come with the floor mats as well, but if I can get my hands under there, you have in-floor storage behind the driver's seat. So you pull this tab, open it up, and it gives you access to floor storage. This black tray is removable, so you can fill it up with ice if you'd like. Another cool feature that Ram gives you is there's actually a ruler, centimeters on the short side and inches on the long side. And again, that's on the driver and passenger side. So, getting up and in, real easy. I have probably 10 to 12 inches of legroom. If I was driving in the driver's seat, I am 5'11", if that helps anybody. You do have storage in the form of pouches behind the driver and passenger. Really nice wood trim, again, continuing throughout. 2 cup holders with these little dimples to hold a tablet. So if you got little ones in the back, you want to keep them occupied, pop a tablet in there, play whatever they want to watch, and you're good to go. Heating cooling vents. The rear captain's seats have not only heated, but ventilated seats, which is nice for a long summer ride, as well as 2 USB ports, 2 USB-Cs, and 115 volt 400 watt power outlet right there. Coming over to the middle seats, again, the stitching continues throughout, absolutely beautiful, very comfortable, Again, more speakers for the 19 speaker audio system. You have hanger hooks on both driver and passenger side, as well as LED dome lights. And then this is pretty cool. This has got to be the biggest armrest I've ever seen. So not only do you have two cup holders right here like most armrests that fold down, but you also have storage right here too, which I think is an absolutely awesome feature. With that being said, let's take a look at the bed and see how much room we have back there. So being a higher trim truck, you have a couple ways to release the tailgate on this vehicle. Traditional way would be to come up, push the button, and it'd release. The other way would be the button by the rear view mirror that releases the tailgate, or you can come to the key fob, push that twice, and the tailgate will automatically release. Now, this vehicle does have a tonneau cover installed, and it does have the Ram box system. Now, one of the complaints of people is, oh, you add a Ram box, you get rid of storage capacity. Well, I mean, it doesn't get rid of that much. I'd say maybe 6 inches on each side. But if you think of it, the wheel well's right there anyway. So you don't really lose a whole heck of a lot. You can't really store stuff over the wheel well. They've also designed this specifically for like plywood and drywall. You can still fit that in here perfectly. And you can still fit a standard size quad four-wheeler in here as well. This does have LED lights on both sides, and when you get the Ram box system, I believe you have to get the Ram box utility group by default. So the utility group, I think, is a $295 option, and then the Ram box system is a $1,295 option. So you will get this bed extender as well that will go in here and come out here to extend the bed for you. Now, this being an aluminum piece, 2 fingers, and it's closed. I believe all the aluminum pieces on this vehicle are the hinged components. So tailgate, all the doors, and then the hood. Even though this is a hinged component, I think that this is actually plastic. So you got plastic all in here, plastic up top, and then right here is plastic, it feels like. Overall, very, very impressed. Let's take a quick look at that window sticker. So here's a window sticker on this vehicle. Again, it's a 2019 Ram 1500 Longhorn Crew Cab 4x4. The base price of this vehicle is $54,140. It comes with the standard 5.7 liter Hemi with the e-torque system and a 8-speed automatic transmission. All of your standard equipment is going to be right here in this rectangle. The optional equipment is going to be over here in this rectangle, bringing the total price of this vehicle to $71,330. The fuel economy ratings for this vehicle are right over here. This vehicle is rated at 17 miles per gallon city, 22 miles per gallon highway, for a combined fuel economy rating of 19 miles per gallon. Now, I get this a lot. People see this price and they kind of freak out. To be honest, I would freak out at first too, but very rarely should you pay total price or MSRP for a vehicle. I mean, there are exceptions to the rule, but FCA, I mean, including Ram, does a really good job at offering rebates to get people into their vehicles. So depending on what you qualify for, rebates and incentive wise, you shouldn't be paying close to this. Especially if you go buy a vehicle during Ram Truck Month or the Ram Spring Sales Event. Typically, and I want to say typically because it's not all the time, you can expect to get about 10 grand off a vehicle depending on rebates, incentives, and if it qualifies for different trim rebates. So you see this price, you shouldn't almost ever be paying that price. It should be somewhere between probably the MSRP and the base price, again, depending on when you go and what you qualify for. I'd like to thank Zeigler, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram for allowing me to come to their lot and do a video walkthrough on this vehicle. If you're interested in a new Ram 1500 of any trim level, I'll leave the contact info in the description below. At the time of me making this video, the Ram heavy duties are hitting dealer lots, so I will try to keep you updated on if they have anything coming soon. Like always, thanks for watching and have a great day.